What's up and welcome back. I'm John Stark, MacTheMovieGuy.com, your favorite blind film critic, and today we're going to talk about the best Christmas pageant ever. I'm doing this not at Christmas time at all, because I saw this after Christmas, but I also don't want to review this a year from now. I have a feeling I'm not going to sit on to this review and record it now and just hold it until next December. So just like I reviewed, what was it, Journey to Bethlehem, sort of outside of the Christmas frame. We're gonna do this. This is from the same director slash producer of The Chosen, which, if you know, you know, and if you don't know, you probably still know, because that show is still big enough that you should know what it is or have heard of it by now. So this is a co-production between Lionsgate and Kingdom Hall Productions. I feel like that's right. So it's not like an Angel Studios release. And I think what I've learned is that by handing the reins of faith-based cinema to studios, to where they can filter it to filmmakers and through talent and crew and cast and budgets, you tend to end up with better quality films. It does end up meaning that Kevin Sorbo doesn't get any work, but at the same time, I mean, he made like another God's Not Dead this year, in case you're, what are they up to, 14? I don't know. But instead of Kevin Sorbo, they got Judy Greer, Pete Holmes, and Lauren Graham to round out this cast, and along as well as a bunch of kids, just a bunch of kids. So loosely based on a true story, centers around a young girl who is recounting the story as an adult about her childhood, about this one time when, she went to church. She makes it sound like everybody in this town goes to this one church, which is always interesting. Like, we have a town, but we have one church. We had a school, but we had one church. You know what I'm saying? And everybody went to the one church. What church? I don't know. What denomination? Who knows? It's a magical place. So she and her church is throwing a Christmas pageant, and they're running TV ads this year and trying to bring people in. When, oh man, the director, the longtime director, something just terrible befalls her, and she's unable to direct this year. So who gets to direct it but her mom? This girl's mom, played by Judy Greer, is the director. And what ends up happening? Well, the worst kids in town end up showing up to the damn thing. That's what they do. Oh, I said damn. Anyway, I think she says damn too. There's something about her taking the Lord's name in vain in here. Anyway, one of the main girl of the clan of reject children, the Island of Misfit Toys. So the Island of Misfit Toys come in. I like that better. And they were basically, they came because they heard free food at church, and they were like, oh my God. I don't know if they have parents. They're never shown. So the oldest one is always seemingly in charge, and she smokes cigars. Like, that's her thing that they've given her to do. I'm like, from where? Like, what a weird habit. Anyway, so they, as a little clan of 6 rowdy, rambunctious, bullies, basically, they show up, and slowly, of course, over the course of the movie, they'll learn to be accepted, and other people will learn to accept them, because the whole town is afraid of them and thinks that they're little monsters. And everybody comes to an understanding, and they get to produce the best Christmas pageant ever. And it's a heartwarming tale of that. Not judging a book by its cover. Although still, like, beyond the surface level warmth, I'm still like, where are the parents? Do they have them? Like, at some point, I kind of wanted somebody to mention it. They'd seen them, or for the parents to walk in, or, you know what I'm saying? Like, what a heartwarming moment that would have been to be like, well, remember how your mom was supposed to be working a double shift? Well, it's my business. And I gave her the night off with pay so she could be here for you guys. And everybody would be like, oh my God, that man's doing the Lord's work. You know, nothing. Like, it's just these kids seem to be living in this house with the oldest one taking care of all of them. And legitimately, too, because I mean, they're all school aged. And she remembers having to take care of the younger girl. I think it's 2 girls and 4 boys. And there's a thing where she burps the baby Jesus, and one of her brothers just like, "What are you doing?" You know, she's like, "This is how I had to burp." I don't know the little girl's name, and I'm like, "How long has this girl been taking care of this whole family? And where are the parents?" Like, it seems like that's the one thing that nobody's concerned about is that she mentions, like, yeah, they're just not here. Are they ever here? Why doesn't anybody in this Christian movie care where the parents are in this movie? Like, about trying to help them get there? Isn't the real heartwarming moment that the parents would have been there to be able to see their kids do this Christmas pageant? Like, that's where I think the movie fell short. I mean, somebody's gonna be like, well, it's based on a true story, and that's not how it happened. I'm like, anything that's ever based on a true story is never exactly how it happened. So, that's the part of movie making magic, is that you get to pick these things and choose. So I'm sort of surprised that we ran through this and nobody was like, hey, you know what would make for a great moment? What if at the back of the room we just saw this poor, overworked woman, and she's there finally to see her 6 kids, who she hasn't seen in a long time because she's been working double shifts for the last 79 days. And she's just like, oh my God, that's what my kids look like. Yeah, it's got some plot holes, but it's charming. I mean, like, there's some things where I was like, what is going on here? The use of the ham, it's like, that's funny, but did they not want to eat the ham? You know, like, do they not understand that ham is food? Were they not hungry? I don't understand. Anyway, for a family that came there for food, then they didn't eat the ham, and then they brought it as a prop. There's some things here that I'm just like lapse. I'm having a hard time with. Um, I do love though the fact that this sort of addresses one of the concerns that I have, sort of as a, let's say, I mean, I grew up in the Christian faith. One of the problems and reasons I don't go is because there's so many people like the women in this movie who are very sort of like exclusionary. Like, there can be only one right way to do things, and it's like, this is not what religion is. This is not anything that you're preaching. It's like they read a Bible and then they go and they're like, yeah, this is for us, but not for those kids. And it's like, don't you think Jesus would have helped those kids? They look like they need help. That's just a thought, you know? I mean, you look like you're fine. They look like they need help. You know, like, what Bible are you reading? But I feel that a lot today. You know, where we constantly make the lowest, poorest among us feel like they're inadequate and worthless, and for what, you know? So at least this film addresses that a little bit, makes those people look like well, bitches. So, is it the best thing I've ever seen? No. I think it's hilarious it had the 96% on Rotten Tomatoes, and people will interpret that as being like one of the best movies of the year. But what it means is that 96% of critics on Rotten Tomatoes gave this a favorable review, which is exactly what I would do, is I would give this a favorable review. Um, but I wouldn't give this a 96 out of 100. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, this isn't that good of a movie, but it is worth your time, especially if you're looking for something that's faith-based, family-friendly around Christmas time, and you're running out of things to watch, and you just watch the same things over and over. You could definitely do worse. It's cute. The whole family will like it. Obviously, because it's got that, from the director of The Chosen, it's not going to be offensive to anybody. And it's going to be one of those things, too, where even if you were offended, you're just not going to tell anybody. Because you're going to know all your friends know that it's from the director of The Chosen, and you're going to be like, oh, I think we're all supposed to like him right now. So, um, do with it what you will. But yeah, I think there were a couple faith-based movies in 2024 that weren't bad. They were actually pretty decent. I gave them good grades. Like, I remember Ordinary Angels and Unsung Hero. This goes up there. I think actually both of those are from Lionsgate. So I think Lionsgate's little faith-based division here is making decent content. I did not like The Forge, not because of its faith-based elements, but because it seems like it's a recruitment tool for distribution centers. Like, it tries to make it look like working at Amazon would be the bee's knees. So, and it's just ideas and opinions about floor workers and going the extra mile. I don't know. It's just a bit much, a bit heavy-handed on my end. But yeah, this is fine. I'm gonna give the best exotic Christmas pageant ever a B. As far as audio description, I liked it. I was tired of the main girl being called Slight. Like, it was like the only thing that they could think of to describe the main girl as, and she's described as Slight so many times in this movie. Like, I get it. Can we have a different adjective? Like, what is going on with this adjective? She's Slight. Okay, is she anything else? Is she... What's her hair look like, what's she wearing? Anything. Slight girl, slight girl, slight girl, slight girl. I was like, if you say slight one more time, I'm gonna punch you in the throat. It's just, she's the lead character of the movie, the main girl, the one who's like praying to Jesus, 3 times in the movie. She's referred to as Slight so many times, but she's not referred to as anything else. So, not a giant fan of the audio description, but it was all right. Anyway, thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing, and I will see you guys on the other side.